what's up, guys? Got a special video and a weird angle for yous. I got that big $1,050 lot. I already showed off the $1,300 lot that I got of all those Super Nintendo and PS1 games, which was amazing. The second big lot of the day that I haven't showed off yet, once again, $1,050. A lot of PS2, PSP, consoles, Sega Dreamcast, all that fun stuff. I'm going to quickly go through everything. Now, in the last one, I went through all of it, and I did it in a stream format. I actually did that again, but we ended up looking through everything for about 3 hours. It was just a lot of sorting. There's a lot of cords down here to my right. There's like a bunch of PS2 stuff, and it was just a lot of dead air and not a lot going on, so I didn't want to put you through it. So I wanted to do a condensed version for you right now, because I do have somebody coming over that is going to be buying some of those things off me. So I want to show you before they're gone, potentially. So, with that being said, I've just got this camera wall mounted on my display case. I am going to show you guys on this little table here a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to rapid fire through it. As you can see over there to the right, there is like 2 PlayStation 2s, a PS1, a bunch of controllers, and a whole shit ton of wires. There's actually 4 PS2s. 2 of them I already have bundled up and ready to go in terms of finding a buyer. And then inside here, there's just a bunch of controllers, more PS2, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, all that stuff. So between all the PlayStation 2, PS1 controllers and everything, we're looking at about $250 to $300 that I'll be able to get from that. The PS2s, they do sell very quickly. As long as you put a lot of games, and I got a lot of doubles, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I wanted to show off some of the really obscure stuff first. The first is this thing that is called the Interactor. You put this vest on, and it like zaps you or makes noise or vibrates. It's got all the parts in there. Even this little adapter, which a lot of them on eBay are missing. So I've got that. These things aren't very expensive. They're going for between $50 and $60 on eBay. So I'll end up selling this on eBay or here locally. I have no use for this, and having shit around like this and not in the box, it just creates clutter, and I'm already a big enough hoarder as it is when it comes to video games. The last thing I want to start hoarding is this sort of stuff. So I'll end up selling that. I'll probably get $50 bucks for it. Another really obscure thing is, just want to make sure you guys are seeing this. Move this up a little closer. Another obscure thing is this activator. It's basically like a bunch of pieces that clip together, and you stand in the middle and you punch and you do all kinds of fucky things. It's got the VHS tape and all the manuals, guides, and stuff like that. These are going for about $100 on eBay, so I'll probably, I know I will. I'll definitely put that up on eBay for probably $100 and see what I get for it. But that's 2 really, really weird things. Up next, I'm actually going to push this aside, and this is where things start to get really good. In this box here is, I don't know if you guys can hear me okay or not. In this box here is a lot of Famicom stuff. First off, we've got a Super Famicom, so that's the first one I've got, so I'll be keeping that for sure. And there's a bunch of controllers and stuff like that in there. And this is really cool. This is the Retron 5, so it plays, you know, the Famicom, Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo, so that's pretty dope. And there's like this little wireless controller as well, so that's dope. And it's got all the different plugins and hookups and stuff like that. All the cords and stuff are in the box. There's a retro gen adapter, and then inside, I'm going very quick, guys, because there's a lot to go through. Inside is an entire bag of Famicom games. We have got things from a lot of box stuff. I'll be keeping all the box stuff. Just quickly go through Mario Kart, Final Fantasy V,
whatever that is. A lot of Japanese stuff. I actually didn't know Phantasy Star was in there for Sega. I'll put that aside. More Final Fantasy, Super Mario RPG, Star Ocean. And then inside there, just to kind of give you guys, if you guys really want to see all of them, I can do a dedicated video because there is like 50 or 60 games in there. The big ones are Mega Man X2, Mega Man X3, Mega Man X, Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger. A lot of these, we priced up all of them, and there's a lot of $5, $10 games because the Famicom stuff, that's what a lot of people did, is they went out and they bought the Famicom and they played it that way because it was so much cheaper. And there's also a cart that you can get that I do have that can translate your Famicom games into English as well. That's in here somewhere. But yeah, so these typically don't go for a lot of money. You know, Super Mario Kart with the box, I don't know, it might be worth 15 bucks or so. But it all adds up. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's the Double Dragons. There's even this weird thing. Brand new Pokemon, what is that, Coliseum? Yeah, Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube, Japanese. So it's just a lot of weird stuff. This guy loved Japanese stuff. And so it's hard for me to really describe it to you because I can't even read a lot of the names. And then also I'm not overly educated about it. I looked up the prices of everything, and this entire box, when it's all said and done, is about $500-600 bucks. There's a lot of stuff in here, guys. Like Mega Man X3 and X2 fetch a decent price just alone. But there's I would say safely $500 worth of stuff in there. And it's stuff that I normally don't collect, so it's always up for trade. Or I'm always willing to sell that stuff because it's hard to, you don't see it locally around here, and I'm just not collecting for it. But it's always good to have. Like, I'm in no rush to get rid of it. Up next, we've got this box, and this is where things start to get really good. I might actually do a dedicated video about some of this stuff, if you guys want to see it. First off, we've got a Sega Saturn, and it's actually got the action replay in there as well. There's the action replay. Put that in there. Nice Sega Saturn. It's got all the hookups, cords. Also got a Sega Dreamcast. Sega Dreamcast, all the hookups and cords. It's got a controller in there. There's a memory card and the box and manual and stuff for the memory cards in here as well. Got a stack of games. Some really weird stuff. Also, I've got NBA Jam for 32X. And I also got the 32X complete in box. And it looks like it has never been used either. So that's great. And I also got this GameCube. This Japanese GameCube. I looked this up on eBay. They're going for about $100. But what's nice about this one is it's never been used. So it's still fresh. Very fresh. I know I'm talking very fast, guys, but there's so much that it's crazy. The most expensive Sega Saturn game that I got is Nights into Dreams. So there's that. And I also have the Nights into Dreams controller that you use specifically for this game, which are fetch about 40 to 50 bucks just for the controller. The loose disc is going for 50, 60 bucks. I wish I had the case and manual for it, but I don't. So, you know, that's the way it is. And I'll quickly just rapid fire through some of these. We've got, this is in Japanese. This is actually for the Japanese TurboGrafx, because I got one of those too. More TurboGrafx. Oh, that's Sega Saturn. Japanese Sega Saturn game. More Sega Saturn Japanese stuff. Street Fighter. And these are all complete in box. Do you believe this one is... Yeah, that one there is the Japanese TurboGrafx. Bomberman 2. TurboGrafx. It's just crazy stuff, man. Capcom, I think that's TurboGrafx. Sega Saturn Last Bronx. Sega Saturn X-Men. And actual Sega Saturn games, Virtual Fighter 2, Daytona USA. We've got Sonic 3D Blast, Fighting Run. These are, ooh, that's a PlayStation, Japanese PlayStation game. Don't these look so cool? I'm dropping everything. But yeah, it just looks so cool, and it's all new. Like, it's just, you could tell this thing has never been touched. A lot of this I don't know what the worth is. So to the right collector, I mean, this could be good, but what else is in here? There's another PS2 down there, and the controllers and hookups. So I just kind of went through there very, very quickly. In this box alone, there is, I don't know if I had to throw a number, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking at probably about $500 to $600 in this box as well. Once again, I'm rapid firing through this. It's just too much. All right. Now let's show off this right here. Okay, so this is where it gets real interesting. We have got a TurboGrafx right there. We've got the manual. And what's really nice is we've also got the Japanese TurboGrafx. So you'll be able to play Japanese TurboGrafx games, all that fun stuff. All the chords and things are in here. I've also got the TurboGrafx pad, or the Turbo Pad. I've never owned one of these before. And also, I've got a bunch of games. The only English version I've got is Bonk's Adventure. And then I'll rapid fire through this. This is actually an expensive one. It's about 50, 60 bucks. Splatterhouse. That's a Japanese version. All these rest are Japanese versions. I'm just going to quickly go through them, and then you can pause the video if you want to take a longer look. Once again, I tried looking up a bunch of these. A lot of them aren't even posted. Like, I don't even know. So yeah, they got all those games there, the TurboGrafx. I looked up all this stuff on eBay, and with this thing, there's many of them going for between $400 and $600 with the Japanese graphics, and, you know, kind of like a combo. So I would say safely, I mean, just being cheap ass about it, $400 in this bag, right? I don't even know what the games are worth. Could be a lot more. Maybe you guys can fill me in the description of this video, or sorry, the comment section, because I'm not overly educated about this stuff, and I'm working on it. There was also a regular Nintendo, minty, like just straight up minty. All the controllers, hookups, all that stuff. I have that in my truck as I've made a bundle for it. So I'll get $100, and there's also like Mario 2, Mario 3. So I'll make $100 off that. And then we get into the last bit of it. Oh, there's also this. Is just the Sega Genesis and all the hookups. They're only like $40. They're not much. Here. Let me take the camera off here now. So there we go. All right, so show you guys some of these PlayStation 2 games. These are all my doubles. I already went through everything. These are all doubles. Some of the ones that let me turn my microphone around here. I'll just hold it. Some of the doubles that are worth talking about: Silent Hill 2. We got some Final Fantasies in there. Psychonauts. I think the guy that's coming over is picking that up. That's like a $30 game. We got the Grand Theft Autos. Those are going to be real easy for me to sell. There's also another Silent Hill 3 in here without the case, just the disc. Shadow Hearts as well. It's a good one. Persona 4. It's an easy sell. Kingdom Hearts, obviously. More Final Fantasy. Shadow of a Colossus back there. Dark Clouds, kind of expensive. That was another double. More Final Fantasy. And even more Final Fantasy, God of War. And then we take a look over here. Look at this fucking table, guys. This is all the games that I'm adding to my collection in the last 48 hours. Look at this. It's just crazy. There was a huge stack of PS1 games. I think all these ones were there. Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil, all those. All these PSP games. And the big ones are up top here. Castlevania, Half Minute Hero. This Kenka Bancho game is pretty damn expensive. Radiant Mythology is kind of expensive. There is quite a bit of good PSP stuff, and the great thing is I know a collector that collects all of it, and he's coming over to buy a lot of it, so that's good. All this PS2 stuff was there, and these are all added to my collection. I'm just trying to find some of the ones that may be worth something, but a lot of them were decent. There's a couple of $30 games like Silent Hill 4 The Room I didn't have, so that's nice. Just once again, just going to slowly go up here so that you guys can quickly take a look instead of going through every single game. A lot of shit boxes in there. And then there is this little side here. Really nothing to even talk about, honestly, guys. There's the Mega Man X Collection sealed, but that's only like a $15 game. A couple of Sega games were in this too. Try not to move this mic too much. There was Pac-Man and this Eternal Champions. That was from yesterday's pickup. Oh, and all these were there too. Radiant Stories, that was a good one. Dragon Quest, Wild Arms 3 was a good one. Tales of Sinimphia. So yeah, just a few good ones. There. So that was pretty much it. Obviously, we've got all of these consoles and stuff that I got to go through, and then once again, all that Famicom stuff that I just have not showed all of you everything. But if you guys really want me to do a dedicated video for all the Famicom stuff, I can definitely do that. But there it is. After I added everything up, I think after in terms of retail prices, like what things are selling for on eBay, it was close to $3,000 with everything. Oh, and there was a huge stack of books. And, oh, also there was the Power Glove and all the hookups and power supply. And there was a complete in-box Super Power Glove. It's like brand new in the box as well. And I'm sure, honestly, guys, I'm missing a few things, but once again, wanted to make this a quick video because it's unlike the first one where it was a lot of great Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 stuff that gets us excited. This was a lot of obscure stuff, like the Saturn stuff and the Dreamcast and all the Famicom. Also, there's like three different retro duos or whatever they, you know, the things that you can play multiple things on. Also, I've got a boxed Super Nintendo complete in box as well that I didn't show off yet, and it's all in there, and it's all in good shape. Styrofoam, everything, all the plastics are in there. Boxes is in kind of rough shape, but it is what it is. So there you have it. Unfortunately, fortunately, the table has filled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting all those games in some of these bins. Also, he gave me these 3 bins. Actually, 4 of them. One of them is in the truck. And these are like $20 each alone. So I'm going to put all of my new games inside the bins, and I'm going to start filling up the table again. My goal was to get 100 new games this season. We've done that already, easily. So there's like no more room left over there. So we're going to put all those in the bins. And then make sure you guys go and check out my video. Either, I don't know if it's posted now or it'll be posted after this, but I show off all of the stuff that I sold today. I was out all day selling things before this podcast tonight, and I've already recouped over $700 of my dollars, and I'm selling another 200 tonight at 6:30, and then a guy's coming over, like I said, to buy a bunch of stuff. And it's a dude that I've dealt with before, and I know. I don't really know him personally, but we've done a lot of trades and things, so he's a good dude. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys that quick $1,050 lot update, because I know a lot of you has asked what the hell was in there. Once again, if you want to see the Famicom stuff, I can go through that for you. And yeah, we're going to easily double our money. I wouldn't even say double our money. We'll get our money back, and then we'll have a bunch of stuff to add to collection for free. So that's good. But the other one that we got for $1,300, we're making money on that. So this is all good stuff, guys. It was just an amazing couple days. I got yard sales all day tomorrow. There's like over 100 of them. It's going to be insane. So stay tuned. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this retro content. I'm loving making it. My arm is getting really sore, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay bows and happy hunting.